a 12-year-old law firm and dealing in audit, accounting, taxation, financial reporting and all other matters related to chartered accountant, company secretary. We have a team of advocates, we have a team of practicing chartered accountants, we have a team of practicing company secretaries, and we are providing all range of services in one area and one forum where we will giving a in-depth analysis on all the legal transactions. So it will help in many aspects. It will cover the accounting, finance also, it will cover the legal aspects also. With the team having dual specialization of CA and CS, we are able to provide a complete analysis from the legal aspects also and from the taxation aspects and accounting aspects also. The purpose behind covering today's video is there are many scams which is going in terms of defaulting in repayment of loans, borrowings, letter of credit and any furnished letter of credit. So why that default is not coming into picture by the chartered accountants and it's not shown in the auditor reports. The auditor report rules has been mentioned in the CARO. So we have to understand what is this CARO is. With the recent scam of Nirav Modi and with the recent Kingfisher scam where Vijay Mallya has defaulted in repayment of loans, Nirav Modi has been defaulted in repayment of loans, and our institute is escaping, our chartered accountant friends and my colleagues are escaping from the responsibility of showing in the auditor report that it has not been shown in the auditor report. Why? So what this CARO stands? CARO stands for Companies Auditor Report Order 2016, and there is a power and duties of the auditors which has been mentioned under section 143. Now what are those power and duties which has been mentioned in section 143? They have right to access all the books of accounts at all time, whether such books are kept at a registered office or at any other place. They have the access to the books of accounts of the branches and all subsidiaries also. And they can also inspect the officers, they can ask the information and explanation from all the officers of the company, whatever they deem necessary. They can also ask for the management representations, and with that management representation, they can get any declaration, any affidavit, any statement from the direct promoters or senior management of the company, and those management representations are for the purpose of audit. So the many social network forums and LinkedIn, Facebook, there's a full of the discussions going where chartered accountants are saying that they have not shown this disclosures because it's out of their scope and area and they are not entitled to investigate in those affairs. So I would like to mention here some of the duties and obligation of the auditor. The duties and obligation of the auditor under section 143 is whether any loans and advances made by the company on basis of security which have been properly secured and whether the terms has been prejudicial to the interests of the company. So they are entitled to investigate on the terms and conditions of the loans, letter of credit, any furnished repayments or any furnished borrowings. They are entitled to investigate all the terms and conditions. They also have a duty to understand whether the transaction is just a mere adjustment of the book entry. So whether the transaction which has not been actually floated through the money or which has been not actually floated in the bank account, so there could be a mere book entry. So they are also having an obligation to investigate on those mere entries. So whatsoever adjustments, whatsoever people are saying the black, white, they are doing some sort of manipulations. So auditor is entitled to investigate on all the transactions. They also have a duty and obligation to check the shares sale purchase of the company. So if the shares has been sold at the higher price or lower price or any price which is not the fair value of the company, they are entitled to investigate on those transactions. So my colleagues and friends which are saying that people have booked a capital gain, long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain, and they have not investigated those transactions of the sale purchase of the shares and investments. So they can investigate under the rules of CARO. So friends, we also need to understand to which companies this CARO is not applicable. It's not applicable to banking company, it's not applicable to insurance company, it's not applicable to Section 8 NGO or one-person company or dormant company which has been established under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. for the small carrying out the business operations. CARO is also not applicable to private company which is not a subsidiary of the public company and which is having a capital of less than 1 crore, which has a total borrowing of less than 1 crore and revenue of less than 10 crore. The companies which we are talking about, the Nirav Modi companies or Kingfisher companies, Vijay Mallya companies, they have a very easy revenue of more than 10 crore and capital of more than 1 crore and borrowing of more than 1 crore. So how those companies escaped from the CARO auditor reports and rules and regulations, I am not able to understand. CARO have prescribed many rules and regulations for the various assets and liabilities, that how those has to be recorded in the auditor report. In the fixed assets under the CARO, you have to show whatever the assets has been capitalized. So many real estate builders and promoters, they show their work in progress as a capitalized asset to get the depreciation benefit. So this auditor report should mention about those transactions which has been capitalized or which has not been capitalized under this fixed asset rules regulations. They also have to report whether the inventory has been physically verified at the regular intervals and has been shown as at the correct value. So whatsoever traders are manipulating the stock, I am not able to understand why those transactions are not coming under CARO. You have to show in the auditor report whatsoever transactions has not been regularly expected. I came across many clients who come with the opening balance sheet. They said in our opening balance sheet, this is the stock, and in the current financial year, we did a very less amount of transactions of the sale purchase. We only have a sale purchase of these transactions. Now you can count the closing stock. No, this is not the way. We have to inspect the opening stock irrespective of the point whether that has been audited and already been certified, because we are certifying the closing stock and closing stock includes the opening stock. CARO also mentions about the deposits. Whatsoever deposits accepted by the company, they have to investigate those transactions. So the deposits which has been taken by the company, it has to be properly recorded and accounted, and it has to be shown in the auditor report. For all the statutory dues, the auditor report should mention about any pending, outstanding liabilities, tax dues, any assessment which has been opened in the current financial year, any assessment for which order has been received. So all these transactions also has to be stated in the auditor report. Any fraud during the year has to be reported in the CARO. Whatsoever managerial remuneration has been obtained by the senior management of the company and directors and managing directors, those also has to be recorded and properly accounted and shown in the CARO. All the related party transactions has to be properly recorded and properly accounted, and those also has to be mentioned in the CARO. So whatsoever transactions has been done by the promoters with their related party and associated party, and they want to escape those transactions to be not to be stated in the auditor report because they are at some different prices or some benefit or favor has been given to the related party, but the auditor has to investigate all the affairs of those related party transactions and has to be properly recorded. So we have a team of chartered accountants who are dealing in all type of internal audits, operation audits, management audit, tax audits, due diligence audits, special investigative authorities, special investigative audits, management audits, compliance audits, legal secretarial compliance audits, financial audits. So you can contact us at our by putting a comment on our channel, or you can also write an email to us. We will approach you and we will contact you, and you can ask any sort of questions, clarification, doubts you have on the mentioning on the auditor reports, or reading the auditor reports and compliance which has been furnished in the auditor report, whether those has to be properly stated or not. So you can approach us and you can contact us. Keep a continuous watch on our channel. Thank you.